Today is, of course, St Andrew's Day, and with me to discuss this special day for Scotland is broadcaster Scotty McClue. How are you today, Scotty, and how is Scotland?
Oh, very well, Stacey. A very, very snowy Scotland this morning, of course. I've just arrived for work about 3 hours late. Terrific deep snow, about 2 feet of it in some occasions, and of course it's holding up the whole of central Scotland. But it's a more important day because it's the feast day of St Andrew, the 30th of November, the patron saint of Scotland, and this is Scotland's official national day when we fly our national flag, the saltire, with the blue background and the white cross. Now, I don't know if you know about the background, or your listeners know about the background to the flag, but it was actually a legend about a battle in Athol Stainford in East Lothian in the east of Scotland, or Ale Stainford, and the night before the battle, King Angus vowed that if he was granted victory, he would appoint St Andrew as the patron saint of Scotland, and the legend states that he actually engaged in prayer on the eve of the battle, and in the morning they looked up and there was the blue sky with a white diagonal cross. And that was the start of the saltire flag. And of course, St Andrew's diagonal cross was because St Andrew wanted to be crucified on that cross rather than be crucified on the same cross as Jesus Christ, his Lord and Master. So it's essentially a Christian festival, St Andrew's Day, and St Andrew became the patron saint of Scotland around the middle of the 10th century, about 950 AD. But he's also the patron saint of many other parts of the world as well. St Andrew is well known in the Ukraine, in Russia, in Romania, Patras in Greece, Amalfi, Italy, and also in Portugal. So he's managed to get himself about, and the St Andrew's flags can be seen in the flag, the blue in the flag of Australia, New Zealand, and Nova Scotia. So the saltire cross, and of course Scotland has got a national party in government at the moment. We have our own assembly in Scotland, and our government is the Scottish National Party. They are in power at the moment. Of course, they are very keen that the saltire flag finds its feet. But from going from a Christian festival, St Andrew's Day is a day of great celebration, lots of dancing, lots of singing, lots of evenings out, lots of eating, of course, things that the Scots do terribly well. And I wouldn't be surprised if there were many, many Scots, Stacey, or Scots descendants in the Falkland Islands in the South Atlantic.
Yeah, no, there's quite a few Scots down here, and I'm sure you'd encourage them to celebrate today as well.
Yes, absolutely. The celebration of music is very much with the fiddle and the bagpipe, but the fiddle, the violin, is the original instrument of Scotland going back to the 15th century. And not long after Andrew's bones were taken to St Andrews. Of course, St Andrews in the east coast of Scotland, where Prince William went to university recently, and of course engaged to Kate Middleton now. That's the big news over in this part of the world, in fact the big news throughout the world. But a celebration of St Andrew. St Andrew is also the home of golf, which the saint himself wouldn't play because that didn't come in until the 1400s. But there will be dancing, there will be singing, Scottish music, and of course the food, normally reserved for Buns Night, the birth of Rabbi Buns on the 25th of January, but there's always good food eaten on St Andrew's Night, good warming food, Scotch broth, that maybe haggis, neeps and tatties with the potatoes and the turnips there, but anything essentially that is an excuse to have a little bit of whiskey. So there'll be a drop of single and other blended whiskies being taken tonight as well in celebration. That relaxes people, and it brings in the fertility rites. And of course, if you go right back to the history, you'll find that in parts of Germany, Austria, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland and Romania, there are still superstitions that believe that the night before St Andrew's Day, St Andrew's Eve, is especially suitable for magic that reveals a young woman's future husband, or that binds her future husband to her. So all in all, a day for celebration, Stacey.
Yeah, so the bad weather over there isn't dampening people's spirits?
Well, it is obviously very threatening, but I really think that it would be very, very unfair of me to lecture the good people of the Falkland Islands about weather systems. So I don't think we can be seen as moaners and whingers. I think we should be seen as people who have a humility, hopefully, in the way that St. Andrew had his humility, not wishing to be crucified on a cross similar to his Lord and Master.
Yeah, well, it's a very sunny summer's day here, so maybe that'll make you a bit jealous over there.
Oh, you lucky things. Yes, I'm absolutely green with envy now. I'm heading for the Falkland Islands as we speak.
Well, thanks a lot for talking to me today, Scotty, about St. Andrew's Day.
Stacey, lovely to talk to you. God bless, and great wishes to everybody in the Falklands and to all your listeners this morning. Happy breakfast time, I say, and happy St. Andrew's Day.